YouTube land, I've been doing some research on Searles, or Searles, however you pronounce it, Searles Valley, California, where the earthquakes are. I know you've been hearing Ridgecrest this and Ridgecrest that. Excuse me, but if you notice, it says near Ridgecrest. So I'm bringing to your attention, because they said the epicenter was in Searles Valley. And I came across this article. And Searles Valley is a heavily mined area. And the fish and wildlife have been dying off because of the mining operations. And again, corporate greed. The hypersaline industrial wastewater is discharged into several large ponds. Migrating birds stopping at the ponds have died from salt toxicities, salt incrustations, oiling, and possibly other causes. Now, looks like the Fish and Wildlife actually took their job seriously and tried to get this stopped. It says resources impacted. Birds over 2,000 collected January 2000 through July 2005, primarily loons, gerbils, and waterfowl. Now this is some time ago, but the settlement was not exactly what you would call a big victory. So my point is, it's a heavily mined area. It's corporate greed. Although that the mining company was supposed to build a wetland, and you can come to this site and pull up the injury reports and etc. and how awful these things are. This was last updated May 31st, 2019. And I'm not going to make this a super long video. I have several points. The Creator, some people call the Creator God, some Heavenly Father, Heavenly Parents. Well, it is my spiritual opinion, probably closer to the truth than anyone would like to care to realize, that the Creator picked this area for a reason. See, everything the Creator makes, it's the Creator's offspring. And that's what people need to realize. Whether that offspring is a worm or a bug, well, took me a long time with that bug thing, or a human, an animal, wildlife. We're going to see a lot more of this, but pay attention to exactly what's going on in the area. And I know the news and even some YouTubers, and I'm not sure if the YouTubers actually did it on purpose or they're just parroting what they read near Ridgecrest. And every once in a while you'll come across where they say Searles Valley. I might not be pronouncing that correctly. It's almost like Sears with an L-E-S, Searles. It's spelled with 2 S's now instead of 1. What's the reason for that? I don't know. Anyways, this is some of the research I was doing on why this particular valley was being hit so hard. You know, it's a 6.6 and then a 7.1, and whether they downgrade it or upgrade it, whatever. And it's not exactly by a fault line. It's being hit because of corporate greed, killing of wildlife and nature, and people not standing up to corporate greed, which we all need to do. I mean, there's a way of getting borax and these other minerals. They're touting how rich these minerals are in these lakes and whatnot, but you just heard what they do is that the waste. They just let the waste run off in ponds and kill off the wildlife. This is in the Mojave Desert. And it's so strange because they'll say Ridgecrest is in Kern County. But then they say Searles Valley was the epicenter, which as far as I can tell and everywhere I look is not Kern County. It's San Bernardino County. But it's some of the videos that I watched, like Temecula, and this earthquake was also felt all the way in Las Vegas, Nevada. I shouldn't say Las Vegas, in Nevada. So the mining, over-mining the earth, is kind of like all you Star Trek fans, how the Klingons overmined Praxis, the moon, and there was only they blew out a big chunk of the moon, the Klingon moon Praxis. That's what's going on with this earth. And I don't feel sorry for these mining companies and the people that work for them when everything is going to be laid to waste by the Creator for the destruction they caused. I don't think the end of the world is coming. And people talk about the end times. Well, maybe it is the end times as far as ending evil. Till later. If I find more information, I'll share it with you. Granted, this is an older report, but you can come to this link, and I'll leave the link. And if you want to download this stuff, you can. But it's just so weird how they keep saying Ridgecrest, and the epicenter was Searles Valley. Two different counties. They were allowed to kill 241 birds a year. Exceeded an average of 241 birds a year. And one bird is too many. But they were supposed to put together 100+ acre wetlands and pay all this money for 40 years. Status of restoration, it says restoration complete. So, but when you overmine the earth, it's going to shake. And that's another thing that was so strange about this. It was not remotely near one of those faults. It was a San Andreas fault or whatever fault. And as I looked on the map, and it's not by a huge fault. Okay, now I'm just going to start babbling. I hope everyone had a wonderful 4th. Have a very blessed weekend. May all your heart's desires come true, if they're good ones. And remember, in this heat, take the time of filling a pan of water and placing it outside for the birds, or the squirrels, the chipmunks, the raccoons. Some bread, maybe to feed them. Potatoes that you're not going to use. Raccoons like potatoes. And feed the poor starving stray cats that other people just threw out. Or even start a rescue group. or even help me start a rescue group. God knows I spent thousands, over $10,000 trying to start one and got ripped off because, well, that's a story for another time. All right. Good night.